Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, I will present a review which titled Post-Harvest Physiological Deterioration in Cassava, Potential Problems, Possible Inhibitions, and Resistance Level Identification, prepared by Rika Sirahmawati and my supervisors, Professor Sudarsono, Dr. Dewi Sukma, and Dr. Sinto Wahyuning Ardi. The post-harvest physiological deterioration or PPD is physiological damage occurring in 1 to 3 days after cassava harvesting. The symptoms of PPD as shown in the figure 1 are in the form of blue, black or brown vascular discolorations and bitter taste roots that cannot be either consumed nor marketed. Wounding induces PPD in cassava more rapidly. Unfortunately, it is difficult to avoid wounding during harvest and distribution processes. Indonesia can become the major cassava producers because it is the second largest cassava producers after Thailand. The average cassava production reaches 23.9 million tons per year, representing 9.26% of the world market share. The increased demand for cassava as food, feed, industrial raw materials, and biofuels open up even more opportunities to Indonesia. However, PPD may hamper such opportunities since it causes 25% losses of total cassava productions. Therefore, the solution to the PPD problem in Indonesia should be developed to prevent potential losses. Result of the transcriptomic analysis showed that the genes associated with reactive oxygen species or ROS are upregulated during PPD. Moreover, oxidative stress occurs 15 minutes after the wounding of cassava roots, indicated by an increase in ROS. An increase in ROS is followed by activation of flange-dependent mechanism, which eventually trigger programmed cell death or PCD and metabolite change. The model also indicates that ROS scavenging is the main regulator for inhibiting PPD. Antioxidants with either enzymatic or non-enzymatic activities change the ROS into non-reactive compounds, which result in reduced PPD symptoms. Oxidative stress also triggers the calcium accumulation in cassava roots, which lead to programmed cell death or PCD and promote PPD. Upregulation of genes encoding cysteine protease and class 4 chitinase, which are associated with PCD, indicate the possible association of PCD and PPD. Cyanide also plays an important role in ROS homeostasis through the cytochrome oxidase in the respiratory system. Wounding releases the cyanide and increases ROS accumulation. Some secondary metabolites also increase as a response to oxidative stress. It is proposed that hydroxycoumarin may act as the precursor of vascular discolorations. Direct exposure of wounded cassava roots results in hydroxycoumarin oxidation and causes root discolorations. Increased respiration rate during PPD has caused starch degradation into sugar. The rate of starch degradation is higher in the susceptible genotypes than that of resistant ones. Therefore, change in starch content may be used as a biomarker for either resistance or susceptibility to PPD. There is a difficult question on how to differentiate the resistance level against PPD among different genotypes. Resistance level identification is a crucial step in developing PPD-resistant cassava variety. In general, visual observation of PPD is easier to do, since it only needs to evaluate the vascular discolorations after a certain period. The scoring of vascular discoloration from 3 to 7 transfer piece of cassava storage was either be done by a subjective approach using photos for standard scores of the percentages discoloration areas, or a more objective measure using image processing software such as Pixcavator, Imagy, and MATLAB. Measurement of the extent of vascular discoloration needs to consider the farmers' common practices in storing cassava roots. Therefore, the measurement of PPD resistance should also consider storage condition. The other approach is to use induced PPD symptoms. The evaluated cassava roots were wounded to initiate oxidative stress. However, wounding treatment accelerates not only the onset of PPD, but also increases the chance of microbiological infection. In practice, visual evaluation of vascular discoloration is rather difficult, since the evaluation tends to be destructive. Therefore, proper samplings need to be arranged appropriately in the experiments. Proper sample and proper replication are necessary to support a sound and accurate measurement of the responses across samples, observation periods, and genotypes. Otherwise, high degree of the experimental errors may occur in the genetic evaluation of PPD resistance. To minimize experimental error, it requires many cassava root samples for each genotype in the PPD resistant evaluation, 5 to 15 roots per genotype. Therefore, the evaluation becomes laborious and resource intensive. Moreover, the major effects of environmental factors on PPD make the PPD resistant evaluation even more complicated. Biochemical and molecular analysis is needed to back up the visual observations. The development of biochemical and molecular markers associated with PPD resistance may also be beneficial. We intend to pursue the development of biochemical and molecular markers associated with PPD as our future research themes. Visual identification of PPD is preferred because of its ease of use. For more accurate identification, alternative visualization methods should be developed, such as using the fluorescence of scopolamine under UV light. Scopolamine is a common hydroxycoumarin compound that leads to vascular discoloration. Therefore, the scopolamine may be used as a visual biomarker of PPD. Another alternative visualization method could be developed using triphenyl tetrazolium chloride or TTC staining. The TTC compound only stains either viable cell or tissues. Therefore, it would be possible to detect cassava roots developing various degrees of PPD symptoms, since they are associated with PCD. Therefore, staining using TTC should be able to detect PPD symptoms development. The use of TTC staining for visualizing PPD will be tested in our future research. The PPD resistance is genetically controlled. However, plant breeding to develop PPD-resistant cassava is a complicated process, since either dominant or additive gene action controls PPD. The heritability of PPD resistance is estimated between 52% to 94%. Hybridization between donor-resistant to commercial cassava variety is needed to develop resistant cassava. Manihot walkeri may be used as a donor parent. Another approach is to develop high carotene cassava roots or yellow root varieties, which can sharpens ROS activity and inhibit PPD. The induced mutation may also be purported to generate PPD-resistant genotypes, as it has previously been generated. The longer shelf life of cassava mutants than that of commercial varieties has been developed through induced mutation. Further testing of these cassava mutants may help develop the resistant cassava, and this will be one of my dissertation research topics. The biotechnology approach to the PPD-resistant cassava development is 1. The upregulation of genes associated with either ROS scavenging or ROS homeostasis, and 2. Downregulation of the genes promoting PPD symptoms. In the first approach, the upregulation of MESOD and MECAT1, GPX or DEX gene expression increased antioxidant activity. Increasing oxidase gene expression results in cyanide release inhibition and reduced ROS accumulation. In the second approach, the downregulation of MEF6H gene expression reduced the biosynthesis of scopolamine and vascular discoloration. Downregulating MEAPL3 gene expression also reduced starch accumulation and dry matter content, and eventually decreased PPD. In conclusion, Indonesia is one of the largest producers of cassava in the world and has the potential to grow even more with the potential use of cassava in industry and renewable energy. However, the short shelf life of cassava because of PPD may become a limiting factor. Unfortunately, PPD management has not become a priority research in Indonesia. Therefore, future investigation on how to overcome PPD problem should be more intensified. The proposed research priorities include identifying quick methods for PPD detections, understanding the PPD processes, and eventually, the development of PPD-resistant cassava should be the final objective.